This Ask the Experts. I'm joined by Harsha Chintalapani, co-founder and CEO of Collate and co-creator of OpenMetadata. Today, you are looking fine, Harsha. How are you doing?
Doing well.
Good. Great to have you. I wanted to talk to you a bit about the decision with OpenMetadata to use Airflow and integrate it to the extent that you did, and kind of why the orchestration was needed. And how about we start there? And maybe I've got a couple follow-up questions.
Yeah, that's a great question. So with Open Metadata, so what we set out to build is the centralized metadata platform. So we built specifications and APIs and amazing UI on top of it. And the tricky part is how do we get the metadata from all of this hundreds of thousands of data infrastructure services that we have today. Right. So we started building this amazing ingestion framework, a pluggable ingestion framework, which has this concepts of source, processor, and sink. Source is where you connect to your source system. Processor, if you need to massage any data, in this case, metadata. And sink is to send these events and metadata events into open metadata APIs so that we can connect your snowflakes, your Power BI, your dashboards, whatnot, get the metadata out and publish onto open metadata. Now, the tricky part is in some cases, there is system that can give us notify via events, like Trino, for example, Hive has a eventing message. So whenever someone creating a table or updating a table, we can get the event and publish it. So that's great. It's event-based, but many of them doesn't do that. Like, for example, Snowflake, Redshift, Postgres. We need to pull, we need to understand databases and see that what changes are happening to get that metadata as they are happening into open metadata. Right? So we built these agents, and agent needs to run somewhere. Initially, we said, hey, most of the data engineering can templatize this, run as a GitHub workflow, run in their own orchestration. Could be Airflow in this case, could be Daxter, could be any of them that they are using in their production system. This is great. This was working great initially. But as the community grow, we have seen more and more data governance, business analysts, and all of other personas of data ecosystem started joining our community and started trying to take advantage of open metadata. Now, we wanted to make it as simple as possible for these users to connect to their different data infrastructures. So we started building UI-based integration. User data governance and admin can come in and just say that, hey, I want to connect to my Postgres today. I want to connect to my Snowflake, my Looker, and whatnot. They can just fill the connection form, test the connection, and deploy this. So to deploy this, we need to run somewhere. We have an orchestrator to run these connectors. So that's when we thought of, hey, we need an orchestration end-to-end a service. So we thought, hey, what is the most popular orchestrator that's already in the companies? They don't have to install yet another service to run this connector. Again, from a very day one, our philosophy at Open Metadata has been, it must be really easy to enable data teams to run this service.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one of the reasons we only have like 4 components. Right? We're not building unnecessary components into this, make it as simple as possible.
Were there other orchestration tools that you tried? Was it more the deployment of Airflow? It did what you needed and it was already very mature and a lot of people had it.
Yeah, I think the mitigation is already a lot of mature. Pretty much everyone you talk to in the data space, they're already running Airflow at some point in their organization.
So how do you deal with like Airflow updates? Is that integrated into OMD entirely, or is it dependent on the customer or client end?
Yeah, so we started supporting since 2.4, right? So you could, as a customer, can keep Airflow as it is from 2.4, 2.5, 2.6. It's all up to their organization. The reason for that is each company has their own rolling out policy. They probably already have an Airflow that's probably running a lot of other ETLs. They don't upgrade, at the pace of open metadata releases. So it's up to their choices. All they need to update is our ingestion library when we release, and they continue to keep, releasing on Airflow certain version that they are comfortable with. That's one option. The second option is we always upgrade to the latest release to make sure there is any vulnerabilities that are addressed in Airflow are coming to our community. From open metadata standpoint, from a release standpoint, we often want to release with a 0 vulnerability releases. No dependency should have any vulnerability. That's one of the reasons we disclose our security policies and security report as part of our releases. To maintain that, we also need to bring in latest upstream. So if you go and
Okay.
upgrade to latest 1.70, you probably can get OpenMetadata 2.9. But if there is a company who still wants to run 2.4, it's up to them. They can continue to run that version.
As long as they don't break Airflow, right? You should be fine from
Yeah,
2.4 to whenever. If they break backward compatibility, then that would be a problem.
Not necessarily in our case, specifically with OpenMetadata. The reason for that is when you're creating this connector, the metadata about that connector is stored in OpenMetadata. So for example, your Airflow completely gone, your database of Airflow corrupted or whatnot, you can still go to OpenMetadata UI and just do a redeploy of the pipeline. That way, it's more of a, not a hard dependency. It's a dependency where you need to run your connectors. But if you lose the data in Airflow, it's okay. You can recover from OpenMetadata.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. So, little chicken and egg question here. Did you realize you needed orchestration before or after you got kind of deep into it?
We knew we needed an orchestration from very beginning, but we want customers to, choose the orchestration of their choice, right? So there is all the, engineering arcs who would like to kind of create these connectors as a pipelines in the GitHub and run through either GitHub workflow or through another scheduler. They have that flexibility. They can still do it today. It's all up to them. As we're going through this journey, we immediately added data quality, right? So as part of our unified platform, we offer discovery, governance, and data quality all baked into our open source product. So when you're becoming a data quality, you're writing test. Your business user coming and writing tests through the UI. They need to deploy and run this test. Now, it's not just about connectors running, it's also about data quality test running. So
Yes.
the ability to actually create a test and just do a deploy all from UI without writing code is real power of data quality features in OpenMetadata. So for that, we need an orchestrator like Airflow so that we can submit over the wire what tests they are writing and run them at the frequency they required.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, otherwise, yeah, it'd be kind of a mess. Definitely powerful. Smart way to go instead of reinventing the wheel and building that all again. That's kind of a testament to the open source, right? You can
Exactly.
kind of building blocks and put all this together.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. That was a burning question for me since I first installed OpenMetadata, and I'm like, wait, why is Airflow in here? And then, oh, okay, that actually makes sense. But I was kind of curious how you got to that point. So I appreciate you taking the time and telling me about it.
Awesome. Great to kind of have been a help. So yeah, thanks. Sure.
All righty, take care.
Thank you.